The cell stank of rust and cold stone, the air heavy with damp. Chains rattled as Elias was shoved inside, the door clanging shut behind him. From the shadows, something shifted. At first, he thought they'd left him alone. Then, a figure stepped into the thin shaft of light from the ceiling. She was tall, but not in the towering way most of the alien gods were. Her limbs were lean, her skin a pale shade of lavender, patterned with faint silver lines that pulsed faintly. Her eyes, sharp, bright, almost mocking, locked onto him. And then she smiled. "You'll last even less than he did." Elias frowned. "Excuse me." She tilted her head. "The last human they threw in here didn't last long. You..." Her gaze swept over him, slow and deliberate. "You'll break faster." He bristled. "That so?" "Yes." She moved closer, the chains around her wrists clinking softly. "You already look tired. Your breathing's uneven. And your eyes, they flicker too much. That's fear. I've been beaten, starved, dragged across half this prison," Elias said, forcing his voice steady. "If I'm scared, it's because your friends out there are sadists." Her laugh was low, almost amused. "They think I'm the weakest of my kind. That's why they keep throwing strangers in here, to amuse themselves. By making you watch them suffer." Her smile widened. "No, by making me break them." Elias's instincts prickled. "You're not as weak as you look, are you?" "No," she said plainly, "and neither was he." He sat down against the wall, studying her. "What happened to the last guy?" She crouched, meeting his eyes. "I told him the same thing I told you. He thought he could win me over. He thought we could escape together. By the end, he couldn't even look me in the eye before they dragged him out." Elias narrowed his eyes. "Dragged him out alive?" She didn't answer. They left him no food that night. The cold seeped into his bones, but she didn't seem to mind. She sat cross-legged, watching him as though studying a puzzle. "You're quieter than the last one," she said finally. "Maybe I'm just smarter." "No, you're holding back. Humans think if they speak less, they give less away. But everything about you speaks. Your posture, your hands, the way you keep looking at the door like it might open with good news." "And what do you see?" he asked. She leaned forward, her silver-patterned skin glowing faintly in the dark. Someone who refuses to admit how much is already lost. Days blurred together. The guards would come, toss Elias against the wall, demand answers to questions he didn't understand, and leave. She was always there when they shut the door, never intervening, never helping. Until the 5th day, one guard shoved Elias too hard, and his head cracked against the wall. The world went black for a moment. When it cleared, the guard was on the ground, clutching his arm and screaming. She stood over him, chains hanging loose. The guard scrambled away, shouting orders in a language Elias didn't know. She turned to him. "Get up." "How did you?" "I told you, I'm not weak." She grabbed his arm, pulling him towards a narrow section of wall. "They made a mistake leaving me in here this long." Her fingers traced the silver patterns on her skin, and Elias realized they were shifting, glowing brighter. "What are you doing?" "Opening the door." The wall shimmered. Not stone at all, but some kind of energy field. With a pulse from her hand, it collapsed. Elias stared. "You could have left any time." She met his gaze, unflinching. "Yes." "Then why stay?" Her smile returned, sharper now, "Because I was waiting for someone who might last." They ran through the corridors, alarms blaring. She moved with inhuman speed, dragging him along when his legs faltered. Guards fell before they even saw her coming. Her chains were weapons now, whirling through the air with deadly precision. When they reached the loading bay, she turned to him. "You can still leave me here." "Why would I?" he asked. "Because I'm not what you think I am. I'm not a prisoner. I'm a weapon they can't control. And now, I'm yours to deal with." Elias took a step back. "You mean they locked themselves in with you?" "Yes. And when I said you might last longer, I wasn't talking about the cell. I was talking about me." Her gaze bore into him, measuring his answer. Elias thought about the cold cell, the games the guards played, the way she'd chosen now to leave. And he realized she hadn't been lying. She'd been testing him. "Then I guess we'll find out," he said finally. She smiled, and for the first time, it wasn't cruel. "Yes, we will." And together, they stepped into the dark beyond the prison walls.